coming up today on Reed Reed's Collectibles, we're actually going to throw into the course the DC Multiverse with McFarlane Toys here as we talk about one of my favorites here, Batman 1 Million from the DC 1 Million storyline from 1998. Let's get into it. I remember this storyline very well. I got into Justice League of America under Grant Morrison and Howard Porter back in the 90s, back when I came back into comics. Back then it was just JLA, it was the abbreviation, just like JSA and so forth. But one of the storylines that was done after the Rock of Ages storyline, which also brought in one of my favorites, Our Man, which was brought into the pieces, and I'm hoping to be doing a review on one of my own Our Man figures here in the later collectibles. But DC Million was a great storyline. I really enjoyed what it came into in 1998. As you can see right here, I have all my issues here, including the 80-page giant to the eventual tie-ins that were done with the storylines, like right here, where of course with Batman 1 Million versus one of the other ones. So I saw this back, I think this came out in December of 2025, very early 2026. I got it on sale. Was a big fan of it. As we know, the McFarlane DC Multiverse toys are going to be, of course, handled by Mattel as of 2027, starting off, just like with the Teenage Mutant Turtles and other Paramount properties entities. So we're going to go into this one. So I'm hoping we'll get some more, because there was planned for Superman Prime, which was what the main storyline was, of course, of DC 1 Million, and of course some of the other characters. I would really love to get my hands on the other Justice League, Justin Legion A, which is what he's from here as well too. So we're going to go into that. So let's get into the first parts of this, shall we? So get this right up here so everybody can see this in the camera really nice here. So first of all, very elegant areas on here. I really like the sculpture and design here. This doesn't look like your typical Batman. I know there was a Batwing figure. This is definitely not it. Batwing figure was a little bit of a piece on that of course worked out with the more of the mouthless kind of Batman Beyond kind of piece, as well as the one here. One thing I really like, and I'll flip this around here too so you can see the Howard Porter design here done here. Jim Lee, I believe, also did the execution of this. Is I just love the design of the Batman 1 Million, or Batman of the 853rd century of the Justice Legion A, because in the 853rd century, because basically DC 1 Millions was where would you be after a million issues of DC Comics? Forget those crossovers, relaunches, and bi-monthly issues. Basically, after a million issues is what the DC 1 Million was all about. So we get into that and what the storylines into. So in the origin of this, a young boy whose parents are part of Pluto. Pluto is actually a complete prison planet. It's a penal planet, kind of like Arkham Asylum, but it's a full planet where areas too, there's different worse criminals around are there. And this Batman witnesses what is known as the laughing virus, which is basically the version of the Joker, drives people insane. And basically him and other children of the people who worked on Pluto watched their parents go insane. And crazy thing, and what happened to him is he decided that was never ever going to happen. So he basically trained himself like Bruce Wayne to go over the different types of martial arts and fighting styles in the galaxy, not the solar system, the whole galaxy. And he, of course, took the mantle of the Batman, and that's what his is right here. So one of the things that's really cool, I'll show you about the designs, the artwork. It's very similar thing. There's no underoos on him. The belt's very imbecile. It goes to the capsule belt, as they call it, but there is no buckle to it. And I'm going to actually talk. That's one of my cons here with the buckle here, especially once we open up the figure. And what was really cool was the bat symbol. You had the golden logo for the Batman, and it was an actual bat that went around him, and then the cape just kind of draped over him. The suit was really cool because the suit actually manufactured his weapons in different areas. He, of course, was telekinetic. He also could think. He knew minds, everything. And, of course, he could remove the mask just by touching it, or have the body reshaped to make it look like other costumes, like classic Batman, Azrael Batman armor, and so forth. It was really a cool concept. So if you look right here at the main thing. So first of all, like I said, this is definitely not a resculpture of Batwing figure from several years ago, if anybody wants to look that one up too. But of course, one of the biggest differences is the belt. It is actually a full belt, and we'll find this out when we open up this here too. But the belt itself is actually completely attached. In all versions of Batman 1 million and since 1998, when we've seen the character, he hasn't been seen really since Dark Crisis, is the belt does not go away. It's just attached to his side. And that was always something that was interesting with this figure when I first saw it. I mean, first of all, I had to get it. I love the Batman 1 million design, as well as the character. Superman 1 million is also Cal Kent, as he's known, as well as the the 853rd Wonder Woman, which is really cool. Hopefully they're going to make that maybe come next year. But, one thing we're doing with the McFarlane Toys. So let's go ahead and I got my trendy little slow opener here, so I can just open these up carefully. As you can see, I've gotten more bold on opening my figures here, probably because this line really never went anywhere. There was people, if you looked on like Reddit or other onlines, had made their own version of Superman Prime, because in that universe, basically original Superman, Clark Kent has become part of the sun, and his coming back, and he's basically mortal status and everything else too. There was a teaser of a sculpture made, but it was never made. People actually thought it was a real figure. I actually thought it was a real figure, and long before we have generative AI like we do now, that's what there. So let's go here. So I got that up. So first things we're going to do here is, of course, open up. So this is considered 22 moving parts. I'll talk a little bit about the weapons. Ooh, here we go. As we open this up slightly, first of all, wow, oh wow, this is a pretty cool little stand here, and I'll put this up here in a second. So first of all, it does come with the actual design card here, which is really cool, and there's actually a stand on it. A lot of the McFarlane multiverses have their own stand, so you can take these out, pose with them, take photo shoots and everything. But I really like this. It has an original card here. It's a pretty much no playing card. Yeah, it says Batman 1 million. There's also stats on the back of it, and there's some very awesome art here from the pieces here. Some classic though artwork like Green Lantern stuff. But wow, let's see here. So wow, this is really cool. So first of all, this cape is not metallic. This is an actual cloth cape. This is actually a classic cape here. As you can see, this is fabric. This is really nice. Ooh, love the design feel on that too. But this is an actual shimmery cape. If you look here, it comes too with the batarangs. The Batman of 1 million, they're known as molecular batarangs. They basically reconfigure, restructure depending on the issues and everything. He can have them show up right in his hand. They basically appear in his hand, and versus in the comics or cartoons or in the movies, they pop out of his gauntlets or right out of the little areas where he'd flip them and everything. But this isn't like that at all. So it comes with 2 batarangs. There's no real hand posters, as you can see with this. So it goes really thin. It's got a really nice, and then I was wondering too before I opened if the belt, the capsule belt was actually attached. And no, it's actually part of the figure. It is actually separate figure, so I actually can take these out, because that was something I talked about, was how the belts actually in the comics and in the are not attached. They're just attached. Normally there's no belt buckle. Here he has a belt buckle. I don't know if that was really a design idea just to keep it. People wanted to switch them out instead of making a full mold, but I can see why, because it allows it to move. I mean, the legs have a very nice prub, so you have a nice little area for stand. Like I said, I love the cape. The cape is fantastic. I did not know this was a cloth cape. This is really cool. Stumps and everything. The cape definitely is part of the figure, is molded into his side there. So you can see right there that the bat logo right here in the center of his collarbone, throat, trachea area around to here, that is all connected. Even though the cape, it kind of blends in. The cape is definitely separate, and the belt is actually attached, but could be removed if you want to. And it has a lot of nice little features. Sculpture is really nice. I really do like this. I mean, it's got some really nice, there's some nice details to this. One thing too, in the comic, they tried to show that this Batman was in shape. He was in his best thing, different fighting styles, but also what he could do. I mean, the hands are really well done. Lifting up my glasses, there's actually some nice detail in the hands. They're not removable like some of my other figures, but they have that kind of detail with the palm and the vent area too. Body has a nice sculpture to it. Arms, even in the case here, without me cutting the rubber bands here, are really well done. Boots are really set. Back is completely sleek. So it's got the design of, as I said, the non-Underoos Batman costume. But I don't know if that was really a good design idea, because, I mean, he is known to not have that belt buckle because he's Batman of the 853rd century. Why does he need a belt buckle? Because he's Batman, and he is in charge of a whole planet. And he has a sidekick, Robin the Toy Wonder, which is actually an AI robot that's programmed with the kid Bruce Wayne before his parents passed away. I know, very interesting how that works out too, because little memories and stuff. It's a really cool idea. But is this is a really awesome figure. I really like the designs on this. I'm actually going to slowly slide this right back in here. Oop. Watch that cape, because holy cow, that is an awesome cape. I am not tearing that. Oh, I got it in there. I got it in there really nice, folks. Let's go ahead and reseal that. Look at that right there. Batman 1 million pieces right there. Very nice. One set. Definitely amazing. I would definitely look at this. This is available. It's probably going to be available for a little while, too. You can find these. Probably this one was a Target sale item. You can find them at Best Buy, Big Bad Toy Store, wherever you want to do. Very wonderful pieces, but it's really good. I really wish they would have got more of the DC 1 million toys out before this line, because this is basically was the start of the line, and now they're not going to keep them anymore, so Mattel has it. I'm hoping, I would love to get the whole Justice Legion A, including adding it with my 853rd Hour Man, before he was back on the Justice Society of America. But definitely got to get him. Definitely need Superman. Definitely need Wonder Woman. Like to get the John Fox Flash in there. Definitely Starman, if they have the copyrights. Where James Robinson does have all the copyrights to that for Starman, even though there is a Jack Knight and classic Starman that are out for DC Multiverse. I know there were certain rights and still things on there, so maybe the DC 1 million Starman will be part of that too. Don't know. We can only hope. I definitely want to get those. But fantastic figure. This is really, really good. I think I saw it for the belt issue, and now seeing that cape, I'm pumping this up to a 9 out of 10 here. This is a really good collector's figure. I mean, pose it, move it. Look at the beautiful artwork on it for the DC 1 million. He is awesome. He is Batman. Where can you go wrong? Especially the DC 1 million Batman. I mean, he is just absolutely awesome. So this is going to 9 out of 10 from me too. Like I said, if the belt would have been more of this classic capsule without the belt buckle, I think we would have had a real winner. It would also have been cool if they would have been able to do a little Robin the Toy Wonder on there, if that was maybe a design choice, because they were planning on releasing the DC 1 million Robin robots in the line. Maybe it'll come, maybe it won't. I definitely could see getting the Toy Wonder right here and Batman, and put him in the 853rd Batmobile spaceship and just go fight crime. I'm sorry, just go fight crime. I love it. So that's all I have to say here for this episode of Reed's Collectibles. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for my new subscribers. All 6 of you have gone, really helping. Definitely like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you can get notifications. I will be slowing a little bit down on my collections here. I'm hoping to get into a better filming rhythm pretty soon, especially with school starting here. But I'm really looking forward to some more here. And we got plenty going here. I'm going to be throwing into some more classic collectibles here this next episode, once I do my next figure, which is a really cool after this episode airs here, which one I got planned. It's actually a vehicle review, which is my first one there. And I got some other classic ones here. As many know, it's the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. I've got a little thing to look at the old Playmate Starship toys, as well as some of the old classic figures that are sitting on the other side of my collections here in the basement. So thank you for joining me for Reeds, and I will talk to everyone later.